Yep, just back from another run down to the States. Well, there's the latest truck and trailer bring back. And yet, midnight, it's still sunny out. Well, of course, I dropped into my favorite candy store. Can't help myself. Bought myself a hoist for the shop. And a little more bag of goodies. Yeah, sanding discs. Several different kinds. Got myself a little saber saw. Air-powered saber saw, which I've been wanting. Instead of using my old Dremel and little discs, like cutting around that plate there, it'd be so much easier with one of these. So I picked up one of these. And I also picked up a case of COVID, because apparently I just didn't have enough. So I'm going to be deadlined, I guess, for a while. But yeah, tested positive this morning. Yeah, well, more later. Yeah, time to get back to a little welding. Since I haven't been out driving in a while, on the way back I picked up a case of COVID because I didn't have anything else better to do. So I've been sequestered to my garage. Oh, that's really been painful. I better turn my gas on, huh? Yeah, I can tell that right away. That's better. Nice. Little bulges on the top of them, but I can deal with that. It would be nice to get some nice flat ones, but I'm not complaining. I don't want to get too carried away. I want to make sure everything's right before I really lock it in, and I probably already did a little more locking in than I probably want to right at the moment. But it's fastened. I can grind those down anyway, but I got several more to do, but I'm gonna, with all my excitement, yeah, I can easily weld all of them up, but I think I'll wait for the moment. Show you the inside here. There you go. Looking pretty good. Bolts drop right in. all the way around. It's got a spot weld along this edge here, but I'll use my spot welder for that. At least at this moment. Happy. Now I guess on to the other side. More later. Oh, well, just to add a little bit of side note, my COVID lasted about a week. Didn't have any. It was just basically like having a cold or the flu, so it wasn't that dramatic. But I had to stay inside, stay away from everybody. My wife was subjected to it the whole time. We didn't know it was there at first. We used an old COVID test, home test, to try me out, and it shed positive. So I went to the clinic and confirmed positive. I went ahead and got the I think they call them antimicrobial antibodies. I got that. And I had all my shots and stuff because I go through Canada. I had to as an essential worker. But my wife didn't pick it up. And there was no protection. She didn't wear a mask. Although she's a heavy, staunch mask wearer. But she went through that whole thing without a mask. And I think maybe she might have changed her mind about that because she showed no signs, didn't pick it up. So there you go. I'm requesting a drive for next week sometime. So I'm going to do a little work here, get this tidied up. I think that's all the further I'm going to go on this side until I fit the nose, make sure everything fits. You know, wax on, wax off. If I got to go back into something, I don't want to tear it completely apart. So now I'll work on this side, cutting this one open, and I got the pieces already made, so it shouldn't take me too long to get it fitted in there, and then the front half will be firmed up. Boy, it seems like every one of these I've seen and every one I've torn apart have all had this problem. This is a major bad spot, and I'm hoping I make it better by using the zinc primer in between the plates, and go ahead and I'll seam seal it when it's done. Be way better than it was from the factory, and hopefully that'll help it along to the next owner, which may be one of my grandkids. I don't know. I know after I get this car done, Christ, I'm going to be at least 65, 66, and I know I'll end up handing. I just hope I'd love to have a decade's worth of good times with this car. I hope that's what I would really like. It just depends on my health and everything. But we're gonna still work at it. I'm gonna work at it like I'm 20, except I'm far from it. So anyway, I'll shoot a little bit of video of this, but it's basically going to be a copy of the other side. So I don't know how much I'll film of it, but I've got lots of work along the edges. I went ahead and put the fender back on to hold this nice and firm, and everything seems to line up really well. But I've got lots of edges for the cage nuts for the fender, and replacing that whole spot for the hood Zeus is completely ruined, so that one's getting replaced. This one I was able to save. They had hood pins on that car, and I'm sorry, I despise hood pins. I think the Zeuses are just fine. I don't see the problem, and I'm also going to run the Works leather straps for that period look, of course, and just for that much more safety. So I see zero reason to have hood pins. I've never been a hood pin fan, at least of the basic hood pins. All right, more later. Yeah, I got it all cut out. The problem is on this side, this flange is really thin, and this is all bent and it's halfway cracked in this weld here, and all kinds of damage here. This whole car was hit in the front at one time. So instead of just replacing this edge here, I think I'm going to go all the way out here, eliminate all this damage, and re-weld this anyway. So I got to make a new piece for right here. It's still bent here, and same way on the other side. I'll straighten that later, but yeah, she's been punched. But anyway, I'm just getting ready to bend the flange. Still need to make my metal break from these two pieces of angle, but for now, I'm using them this way. Another project I just haven't had time for. And move over here a bit better, I think. So. Yeah. Guess that'll do. Very nice straight flange. Alright. More later. Okay, I just wanted to show the piece I cut off the driver's side. And I tell you what, the fit and finish, the way they bent this over and folded it up, it's just really poor. There's no comparison between the earlier 55 car and the 60 car as far as the quality of workmanship. And, apparently when British Leyland got a hold of everything, the bean counters got involved. But the fitting I'm doing is just like the 55 had. All this is nice and proper and not all messed up. There's a little piece I cut out, I think I was talking about before. You can't really see it, but boy, it's bent and mangled and rusted real thin on the edge. So this is what I got installed. I didn't show too much of it since it was basically a repeat of the other side, except for this piece right here that I had to replace. But this side fought me a little bit. I've already done the really nice fit work there, way better than the factory ever did. It won't crack there like the other ones did. And so right now still got to fit this little area here. Put you up on the tripod. I'm doing a Fitzy's cut and butt method. It seems to be working good in this situation. So see if my back won't get in the way too much. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see what you can see. Well, I hope I left enough. Oh yeah, I did. For my little saw to get into. Man, this thing has been great, but I'm going to get rid of this safety. I hate those things. More of a hindrance than they are a help. You gotta be careful of it. This thing works fast. The problem is, yeah, I just wandered off the line right there. Yeah, I can fill that up okay. Kind of hard to get it. There's actually an edge right here, and I'm trying to follow it pretty close. There was a transition from the curve here to the flat, which it originally had, and trying to get this to go flush is a little bit of a fight. That's right there. It does pull it together tighter when you do those welds. think that's all of it. Not quite. Well, maybe. That was it. Kind of fell into place there. That's a pretty nice fit now. That's pretty much perfect. Yeah, there, that's pretty much spotted in. A little love tap up there to center that up, but for the most part, yeah, it was fighting me a little bit. It looks like it came out where it needed to be. Now I need to fit the mount, but I put the fenders back on because everything needs to hold all this in shape to wherever the fender is, and so I could do this little bit here on both sides, and boy, that really firmed up a lot of stuff, not having that piece missing there the way the factory did it. It was that way on the 55 and on the 60 and on the other ones I tore apart, so it was a standard thing, I guess. But still would like to, wanting to buy probably a cheap TIG welder. I should have enough money to do it, because I really like to TIG weld all this. Right now it's all spotted into place, and hell, it's firmer than it was. The old rusty parts weren't as firm as this is right now, and not even fully welded. So pretty happy with it. This all still has to be cut out and redone, but I'm focusing on the mounts. The rest of this stuff, sort of gingerbread, I guess, in a way, but this is how the car sits on the chassis, so I'm focusing on it so I can remove this piece eventually so I can work on the chassis. But I'm just now starting to firm it up to where it'll be able to come off the chassis and go back on in the same place. Now I'm going to sit the nose on it, my old nose, and see how everything fits. You know, seem like you got to constantly do the wax on, wax off method here, because man, if you don't triple check all your fitments, nothing's going to fit right, especially when you cut one as far apart as I have on this one. Alright, more later. Yeah, there's the nose back on. This nose is really messed up along here. I'll be getting the other one that's sitting down at my mom's house. We'll see how it fits. So I don't want to do too many adjustments with this front end. But this fender is still wide here, and it's always been that way. But you can see how it's tilted out. I have to figure out how to draw that back in to where it's pretty much straight up and down. And then it should close this gap up okay. But this one here is pretty much straight up and down, and it fits. It's a little bit curved out. I don't know what causes that, or if accidents cause that, or what, but you go further back on the fender, you can see it's straight up and down. So I'm going to have to figure out some fixture to try to beat that back into shape. Yeah, this is part of the slow process of all the fitments, and of course I haven't even tried sitting the hood on. I don't have a cowl up there for the hood to bolt to right now, but I could sit the hood on it to see how the fender clearance is, just for shits and giggles. But anyway, it's coming along slowly but surely. More later.